It is 2:45 and I did not just wake up, but it has been a very loungy day for me, and it just occurred to me that I needed to start the vlog. I got up and I did several meditations today. I was very, very committed to being in that mindset thanks to this great book. I know I've mentioned it 3 videos in a row, and I will continue to mention it because I'm really into this. It just put me in such a good mindset last night, and so when I woke up, I thought I want to continue this. I want to just really work on maintaining positive energy. And after the meditations, I got up and I worked on this whatever that journal is called, self-journal. And started to plan out what my goals were and all of that, and then I checked my emails, and then I started working on YouTube. So right now I am preparing a video to go live, which I will link to up above and in the description field. It is a favorites video. I've talked about the loose leaf tea market. That was my sponsor for this video, so now you guys get to see me really talk about them more in depth if you'd like. Plus there are 6 other products that I love. There's body care, there's some food, there's a book, there's some clothing. I'm really excited about this video. And also I'm happy to report that my video from yesterday, the healthy balanced vegan body video, is doing pretty good so far. It's doing better than last week's video, which was just like finally went over 1,000 views, but it was like chugging along. I'm like, why? So if you would like to support, even just watching 30 seconds of one of my videos really makes a difference because your view counts. So if you are looking for more ways to get involved with Eco Vegan Gal and support my work, just watching like a few seconds of a video is awesome. And actually, if you really would like to help, you can also just watch the ad that plays and turn off ad blockers. And then I get a few cents from you too, and that really adds up over time and helps me out with sustaining the business. So if you feel like doing any of that, I've linked to the latest video up above and down below. That's a playlist, so you can watch a number of them. I think they're really informative, and I just love talking about different things of health. That is how I've shifted so much in my health, is reading all these books and doing the write-ups on them, and it's really made a big difference for me, so it might for you too. So yeah, right now I am adding, I'll show you behind the scenes. I'm working on just writing in everything in the description field, adding tags. I have to do a thumbnail for this. I can show you that because I didn't show you yesterday how that process works. And then I have some emails to do. I have to write up some things for Healthy Balanced Vegan Body. And I might do some reading. I'm definitely going to prioritize exercise today. I'm supposed to go to this food pop-up. It's like a ramen noodle pop-up in Santa Monica or Venice. And I don't really want to go. I don't feel like resistant to going, but I also just don't feel excited about it. It's with Jason, Kobe, and I think Ross is coming too. It's fun hanging out with them. I definitely want to be prepared by eating ahead of time so that I can kind of just go there and sample, as I've talked about a couple videos ago. And I also might do that Q&A I mentioned yesterday. We'll see. We'll see how my day goes. It's 2:45, but I'd have to leave here in about 4 hours, and 4 hours goes by so fast. So I'll check in with you when I start working on my thumbnail. I have 5 options for a thumbnail. These are my favorites. I really like this one, even though it's kind of cheesy. I kind of like that it's cheesy. Otherwise, I think these 2 are too much for it. So maybe this one. Let's see. I like this one. I'm gonna go with this one. And here's the thumbnail I designed. I use Canva, which is such a great tool, and it has all these cool like text elements and icons and layouts and all sorts of things that make making a thumbnail really easy and fun. So I'm gonna download this. Despite the good start to my morning, I am sad to report that my day is not going very well. I didn't want to talk about it because I'm trying to be more positive, and I feel bad when I am negative on these channels, on this channel, but This whole channel's purpose is about being real. So I got really stressed and started to feel down, and I'm really trying to shake that. And as I was making dinner, I was opening up this jar of tomato sauce, and I got a really, really bad cut. I hope you guys aren't squeamish. I'm like shocked at how badly I cut myself. It actually does not hurt, so I'm sitting here waiting for the pain to start. But I just rinsed it off and I sprayed on this herbal healing spray, which works pretty well. And I'm gonna put some Band-Aids on it. You know, when you get cuts like this or hurt like this, you just like, why did I do that? Why did I open the jar the way that I did? You know, like I should have known better, it was sharp. And you sit there and you're like, I need to slow down. I need to think more. I don't know. I'm also trying to figure out what the meaning of this. It's bad. There's like this flap of skin on there. I'm not going to show you because I probably wouldn't want to see it if I were you, but luckily it does not hurt yet. So I'm going to put this bandage on. Take lots of deep breaths. I'm going to eat some food I haven't eaten all day, and then I'm going to go for a walk, and then I may or may not go out to dinner with Jason and Kobe. Right now I really don't want to. I feel just shitty. So I don't know if it's better for me to stay in or go out when I feel this way. So hopefully when I check in with you later I'll be doing better. This is the reason that I now have this. Actually, this is the reason. And this is the reason. But the good news is, this is so delicious. So it was kind of worth it. Freshly made tomatoes. Oh, not freshly made tomatoes. What would you call this? It's not really, I guess it's just tomato sauce. All it is tomatoes and basil. I also discovered that Evie really, really likes broccoli. Right? Come here, you want some more? Come on. Come on. You want your broccoli? Don't be shy. I promise you, she's been standing behind me as I've been eating, begging me for more and more broccoli. So I gotta give her what she wants.
You get hate over nothing. The comment section of YouTube I see is just like Twitter. It is wonderful what it stands for and what it enables. It's terrible in execution in that it lets people hide behind anonymity to spew hate. It should be a forum for positive, meaningful conversation, and instead it enables the trolls of this world to have another mouthpiece to spew their vitriol. How often does YouTube...
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's definitely one of those days, again, where things aren't going quite right. So I decided not to go out with Jason and Kobe for dinner tonight because I'm just feeling in such a rotten mood. So I came to one of my favorite natural stores because I really wanted to get one of my favorite candies, and that was like my motivation for leaving my place. And they didn't have it. And I was like, of course they didn't. Why would that go right today? And now I'm just laughing about it. But you know what? I found something that will hit the spot enough, which is this square bar. And they did at least have the kombucha that I was hoping to get. So I'm gonna take some deep breaths, and then I'm gonna go find a place to walk. I really want to find like a mellow place in the city where I can take in this nice warm summer air and the sunset and just kind of mellow out with Evie. But so far I haven't figured out where I'm gonna go, so I'm gonna go try to figure that out right now. I decided to take Evie to the dog park, and I haven't been to this one in a while. She's so excited right now, which is definitely boosting my mood.
Evie, let's go to the dog park. Come on.
Hey, Evie. Sun has gone down. We left the dog park. Now I'm getting in a little bit of exercise by walking around the reservoir, and it feels nice. Evie's a little tired, so I don't know how long we'll be able to go, but I'll see if I can push her till I at least feel satisfied. I do feel better. I think, you know, just laughing and being outside with Evie and having some chocolate and kombucha definitely gave me a little boost. I hope it lasts for the rest of the night and I feel better. Sometimes you just gotta let the challenging times pass and do your best to be calm throughout them. It is 4 a.m., which means it's high time that I wind down for bed. I'm not extremely tired, but I definitely could go to sleep. I've just kind of been taking my time with a mixture of work and pleasurable things. Pleasurable things. Let's see. So I did get in a pretty good walk with Evie, and we probably walked for like 45 minutes, I would say, which was really nice. I came home and the rest of the night was kind of a blur. I don't remember exactly what went down. I've been working on some of the PDFs for Healthy Balanced Vegan Body. I think I sent out some email. No, that was earlier tonight. Well, yeah, what did I do? That's so strange. I think I just kind of like did dishes and wow, that's crazy because I got home like around 9 p.m. So that means like the past 7 hours. I don't really know. I did a little bit of reading. I had to restore my iPad. I know I don't have to tell you everything, but now I'm just like concerned. I had some tea. I had this anxiety tea from Loose Leaf Tea Market. I guess I kind of did something. I turned it into a latte, and I also made a chocolate banana, peanut butter banana smoothie, which wasn't that great to be honest, but it hit the spot. And I know I made I made some potatoes, like kind of like potato chip style, but I baked them in the oven. Those are pretty good. Shared those with Evie. But I think I watched a few TV shows. It was just one of those nights where I had to kind of just like let myself do whatever I felt like. It's so frustrating when I don't feel great. I've just felt so sensitive lately, and so like little things can set me off. And what's really, really frustrating is that today especially, actually it's interesting now that I think about it. You know, the other night I was talking about how I can easily fall into bad habits like binge eating. Even though I've been eating really healthy, I'll still like have this time where I get really thrown off and I eat foods that don't make me feel good. And the same thing can happen emotionally. So even though I've been on so many good emotional paths for at least the past few days, sometimes I just get really thrown off. And with both cases, it's frustrating because you think, well, I've done so much progress and I've set myself up. Why am I still running into these issues? And I know that the key is to just get back on track as soon as possible and not to beat yourself up when you have those slip-ups. You know, the worst thing you can do is like have a slip up and then just give up entirely and say, well, I guess I just can't do this. That's definitely not how I feel. It just feels like taking a few steps forward and then like a step back. And so I'm like, I want to keep moving forward. I don't want to step back at all. But the truth is that when you're changing, when you're evolving, you're not always going to have forward motion because you've got a lot of work to do. You've got a lot of progress to make, and you've got a lot of old habits to break. And so it's almost like you got to, well, I don't know. I don't know if it's good to expect that you're going to have slip ups, but I think to not be surprised when they happen and say, it's okay. Like, this is part of the process. Get back on track as soon as you can. And I think setting yourself up, one of the best things that you can do is notice that you're slipping up, notice that you're reverting into some bad habits, and find some ways to course correct. Like for me, I know taking time to myself and relaxing, taking walks, drinking teas, taking some of the herbs, taking naps, reading. Like I have developed a lot of ways for me to get back into it. And as much as I'd like to rush through it and have it be over with as quickly as possible, I also know myself well enough to know that sometimes I spend like at least half the day to a whole day where I just like hit a rut, and I just have to like wait it out. I'm glad that I didn't go out tonight with my friends, and it didn't sound like I missed that much. I definitely had FOMO, fear of missing out. But it was interesting because I was able to identify the fact that it was probably better for me to stay home. And I'm glad that I did. Had I gone out, I don't know how I would have felt, but I talked to Jason and he told me that it sounded like it wasn't that amazing. Had he come home and been like, I had the best time, I really wish you had been there, like that kind of would have bothered me. But the fact that he enjoyed the food, but he wasn't freaking out about it, I was like, okay, fine. That's the thing. I was thinking about this earlier today, how I often just have this, that FOMO and this desire to like try everything. And we're in this interesting time right now with social media and with online influencers, as we can often be referred to. Like anybody who has a following online is considered an influencer. And one of the perks of being an influencer is being invited to things and being sent things for free and like getting to do cool special things. And I often get like anxiety around that because it's like a status level. Like if you're at a certain number of followers, or the right people, if you connected enough, if you have a good network of people, you get certain things. And if you don't know those people, if you don't have that a certain number of followers, you kind of like miss out on things, and it kind of sucks to be honest, because like I get plenty of great opportunities. I've had so many throughout my career, don't get me wrong, like I'm so grateful. It fluctuates a lot, and there are times where I feel like I'm more like considered influential than others, and it's such an ego thing, and I know that deep down. I think that's why Wayne Dyer and other authors like him really resonate with me, is because there's a part of me that recognizes how superficial that is. And I think it's just a very human nature to want to be included, to want to feel special. And Wayne talks about that in his book too, but being special is really part of the ego as well. And so I think I have this deep desire to want to get as far away from those ego decisions and ego thoughts, ego feelings as possible, and be like this true balanced person that is really in life to help other people, to serve other people, to make a difference, not just be so minded on myself. Because the reality is like getting free stuff comes down to a benefit for me, right? That's kind of self-centered. Being invited to an event is more benefit for me. Like in the past, it was like, oh, cool, like I'll go cover it so you guys get to experience with me. And, you know, I love reviewing products, of course. Uh, but I don't know, like it's just still this weird thing, like getting all this special treatment for being an influencer. It still like has a lot to do with the ego. And I bring that up because, like, you know, on social media, like Snapchat specifically, like you'll see all these people having these great experiences, and there's often this sense of FOMO. It's like, well, why didn't I get to go do that? And I'm trying to tap more into that. Like, even when I'm invited to something, if I turn it down, like for tonight, for example, it's still hard to know that somebody's doing something that you're not doing. And that's something that I'm trying to pay very, very close attention to, because I realize that I can simultaneously want to be doing something and not want to do something at the same time. Like tonight, I wanted to go to this restaurant and experience it, and I also didn't want to go. And it was that frustrating moment of like, well, which do I choose? What's more important? And when I really tuned into myself, I realized that the only reason I wanted to go was more like that FOMO feeling. And I don't want to be driven by FOMO. I want to make decisions based on what is best for my higher self. Like, what's going to make me a better person? What's going to allow me to show up in life and do good things for the world? Going to a restaurant isn't really going to do that. And I think that we're in this time where so many people are being rewarded for things like that. Like, you're rewarded for reviewing products, you're rewarded for going to restaurants and photographing the food and posting it on Instagram. You know, like there's some people that their entire careers are based on pictures they take of food, a lot of which they get for free, or they're invited to something to experience it. And again, like, I'm also part of that to an extent, but I've also had to take a step back and say, like, that's not how I want to be remembered in life. I don't want to be someone that people are like, oh, that's that vegan food Instagrammer. Like, there's a ton of them out there right now, and I've felt kind of like frustrated sometimes that like I didn't take that path, because those people seem to be rewarded all the time and celebrated, and like they get press coverage and they get invited to things and they get free things, like all of this stuff. But again, that's just like comes down to an ego feeling from me, from my perspective. That doesn't come down to my core mission in life. And so I feel like what I'm trying to say might be a little confusing right now, but my point is like tuning in to what your purpose is. And it's really easy to get sidetracked by flashy things, like experiencing things and getting things for free and getting invited to things and being around certain people. Like, that's very flashy. But if those things don't deeply satisfy you, and if those things don't really relate to your core purpose and what you're really trying to accomplish in life and how you're really trying to serve others, then those things just don't matter. And I felt like that's been really hard to sort through lately because of the state of this influencer industry that I've been part of. But reading books like Wayne Dyer is really helping me understand it. And actually, that was part of the reason why A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle really resonated with me last year, because Eckhart talks a lot about that, and I actually have The Power of Now sitting on my table across the room, and I really want to read that, but I'm trying to finish The Power of Intention first. It's so hard for me not to skip around from book to book. So those are my thoughts for today. As usual, thank you guys for being part of all the ups and downs of my days and your comments. I think as of right now, nobody has given a thumbs down to yesterday's video, which is like such a cool thing to see after the pattern. I don't know if they missed it or they've given up the desire to give thumbs downs, or maybe they actually liked the video. I don't know, but that was cool, and a number of you pointed out that there weren't any thumbs down yet, so that was very neat. I love that. I love just you're tuning into what makes me happy, and that makes me feel very supported. So I feel like you're listening and you understand me and you're rooting for me and you feel part of my life, which you are, and I feel part of your life, and this vlog is really shaping into a lot of cool things. And by the way, 21 is one of my favorite numbers, so here's to vlog 21 and to 22, which is on its way tomorrow. Who knows what the day will hold? It is a Friday, so hopefully it'll all be great. I have a couple plans that might happen tomorrow that could be fun to document, so I will see you then. Bye.